Hi, I'm John Greaves III. I'm the founder of Garage Gym Life, and you guys know that I love checking out home gyms. A lot of the reason why I'm fascinated by home gyms is because each home gym presents a different challenge because of the size of the room, where it's located in the house, and I love seeing how people have overcome those challenges to put together their home gym setups. And that's the purpose of this series, is to help you, inspire you as you see how others have overcome their challenges and give you ideas as you put together yours. Today, my guest is Charlie Brown. Charlie is a product reviewer here on YouTube, and his content covers everything from electronics and gaming computers to movie reviews. But the important thing for us is that Charlie recently downsized from a house with a garage to a one-bedroom apartment. So I was excited to see how he is going through the process of rebuilding his home gym from scratch with a smaller space. So we're gonna check that out right after this. Hey, if you want to support our channel, plus grab the perfect finishing touch for your home gym, go ahead and grab one of our 16-ounce laminated vinyl banners from our online store. They are easy to hang and easy to clean with just soap and water, and a great way to show that you represent the Garage Gym lifestyle. Go right there to order yours today. Okay, hey, Charlie, my man, Carlito. Oh, yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out with me today and inviting me into your home gym.
Hey, John, how you doing? How you doing?
How you gonna be less excited than I am? I'm all excited. Well, I'm like, hey, Charlie, what's up, man? Hey, I spoke some Spanish because you told me your name was Carlos, and now you just said, yeah, what's up?
This is me playing off my my fandom. I'm trying not to be too starstruck. So.
Let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away.
Gotta play cool.
All right, fine, man. I'll send you a banner. Dang,
pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, John. Hey, how's it going?
Much better. I hope y'all are learning from that. Be excited when I talk to you, because I'm excited when I talk to you, right? So, I really am excited about doing this though, because as we were talking offline a little bit, I think that it is a unique opportunity every time you move into a new place. And you recently moved into a new apartment, and now you're building a small home gym space again. So this is your second time. You've got the advantage of the lessons that you learned the first time to help you as you build it. And I want to see if we can't give some of those lessons to our viewers, even as we take a tour of your place. So, you know, let's jump right into it, man. I want to check this place out.
Okay, so basically, let me just start off by saying that before, you know, having a home, I had a garage, so I had a bunch of stuff. So, you know, the cages, the punching bags, and all that stuff. So you can't do that because with transitions, moving to a smaller place, one-bedroom apartment, even, you know, I'm just me, and sometimes you might have a family, but luckily it's just me, and I get to take my dining area, which I don't have to worry about eating there because, you know, as they say, you know, you eat the iron, so why not?
There you
right?
go.
So
that's right.
I put it here, you know, got it. It's nice, and I've made sure to put padding on the floor because I was really polite to the apartment people and was like, hey, look, they want to put me in a nice upstairs place, and I'm like, I want to respect my neighbors.
I was going to ask you that. What floor are you on? Are you on the bottom floor?
Yeah, I'm actually on the first floor. Yes, because
nice.
Again, it's just that consideration. You already have the big heavy feet from even 3-year-olds. So why would you want, you know, 225 pounds clanging all over the place? So
well, then also, I mean, it's good for you because now you don't have to carry stuff upstairs.
Oh yes,
you know
that definitely helps.
Because you know, apartment steps are not designed with movers in mind at all. It's like they go up and they wind around. I mean, you got to carry couches and all kinds of other foolishness. You're just like, man, whose idea was this? You know, the elevator's never the right size. So yeah, man, being on the bottom floor is awesome.
Plus the amount of weight that you carry, you tend to you max out the weight limit real quick on the elevator.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that. Like, you know, because it's your body weight plus the weight of the whatever you're carrying. You know, so yeah, that's a big deal. All right, so I was gonna ask you this, but now, like, what's your square footage? But it's a little bit different because it looks like you've actually got it in 2 separate spaces. Yeah, you got it in your dining room area, and then a little bit in what looks like the living room.
The thing about it is, my thing is, I implement every part of my house, my apartment, to, you know, make it useful to me. So yeah, I've got some stuff in the dining area. I've got stuff in the front, like, you know, couches and stuff. But then you also have a decline bench to do those, you know, decline crunches and stuff. And then your dumbbells,
Gotcha. Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so
No,
you, I try to make sure that I use all of my space, to basically benefit me. So you just never know. You might be in the middle of, I don't know, I might play an online game or something with my cousin or something, and he might beat my butt, and I might have to go and go to another section and might have to do pull-ups. you know,
nice.
just have to
Okay.
take it, and
Okay.
so you got also a
Okay.
nice right here in my general area. I have my power tower that you have to
Okay.
do those tricep dips and stuff, and
Nice.
I even have the little ab roller.
Okay, so but the first thing I look at is like I see your power tower, and the first question that pops in my head is, are you going to hit your head on that? Because there's not a ton of. It looks like it's pretty close to the ceiling. No.
Again, I am 5'3.25". Okay.
Oh, okay, very well.
Okay. All right.
3 apples
Okay,
high.
I'm
Okay.
5'6", but still, so yeah, right. But no, actually, I have like a clearance of like, oh shoot, almost 2 feet. So it works really well. If I wanted to be like just stupid, I could just put it under the fan and but that would be bad. But
Free
other than
haircut.
that, no, I just
Free
right.
haircut. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
So but no, it works. It works really, really good. So, but then again, I like to use the one on the door too. So it's just a lot. Like I said, it's all about access. So
You like to put the fitness
I'll
stuff
do
wherever you happen to be, so that if you feel like using it,
right.
it's right there. Is that something
Just
that's more
get it.
like
Yeah.
is that more like a compliance thing where you're like, okay, so I want to make sure I do pull-ups, so I got it right here, so I don't have any excuses for not doing it. I want to make sure I do my leg raises or my dips. It's right here. I don't have any
Exactly.
excuses for not doing it. Because I remember when I was in
Yeah.
boot camp, that's actually how they trained us for the final physical fitness test. Basically, anytime you went to the bathroom, you had to do pull-ups because you had to pass the pull-up bar. And they said, okay, every time
Yeah.
you go to the
Yeah.
bathroom, you got to do a max set of pull-ups. And then every time you coming back,
Yeah.
you got to do a max set of crunches. And I've actually used that with my when my son was trying to get his first pull-up. I said, all right, well, basically every time you walk out of the house, I want you to do a one pull-up.
Okay.
And that's how he got his first pull-up. Because, at first he was jumping to do it. This is like when he was 12. At first he was jumping, and then he got to the point where it's easy, and now it's nothing. And so we do a lot of like little tricks like that to enforce compliance. So it's interesting that you've got your house set up that way. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
All right, so this power tower, let's check it out. What brand is it?
That is Body Champ. I actually picked that up at an academy a couple of years ago.
Academy Sports?
And it just, yes, I actually picked it up around one of my favorite seasons, Black Friday, Black Friday week or whatever. So yeah, I actually had another one before this one. I think it was a Scorpion, and that thing was so janky.
I was going to ask you about that. Like, how sturdy is it as far as body, like wobbling and stuff like that?
Oh yes, okay. Well, you can see from like the base, it's the way it's spread out right here, which allows for it to be pretty stable when I'm up doing dips and stuff. I can even go so far as to use a belt to add weights.
Okay. Dip belt. Okay. But you don't have to shim it. That's what I'm asking. Like, you don't have to shim little things on it. Okay, nice.
No, it's really good. It's really good. So
all right, let's check out those.
It's actually a good piece.
So what about the pull-up set that you have over the door?
Oh yeah, so that's your basic Gold's Gym set that I just literally picked up at a Walmart for like $10-15. These things are really, really cool.
Oh wow, okay.
Again, very affordable, and they go over just basically any door. And not only can you use it, but of course you have to buy these little extra little accessories. But not only can you do the pull-ups or knee lifts with them with the accessories, you can also pull it down and do like push-ups with them, so it really helps. So so I mean, it's really, really useful.
What's the maximum load you can put on there?
You can actually see here. I think it's
250
like 250
pounds. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, really cool. I mean, $15, it's just those are the kind of things that you spot when you try to hold yourself accountable. You don't have an excuse when you pick up stuff like that.
Got you. Okay. All right. What else you want to show me?
Okay, so one of my favorite little toys is this little guy right here. I picked him up for like $7.50 at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Oh,
just
okay.
basically for
crunches,
doing sit-ups. Yeah.
Yeah.
So early in the morning, get up and just drop 51 of them right bam before I want to go for a jog and whatnot. So I mean, really like that little toy. I have yet to figure out how to use this little guy here to do my T-bar row lifts, but hey, whatever.
So I know that you said that there's a park that's right near you, and so is your normal routine to get up, do like pull-ups, crunches, dips, something like that, and then go for like a jog or a walk post-workout as like a finisher, or do you like to do your cardio on separate days?
Cardio wakes me up every morning, so that's pretty much how I start my day. I'll get up in the morning, have a glass of water, do some stretches, get over there and do some crunches and set my watch and get to the park. I'll do that from 3:30 till 4:30
in the morning.
Then it's back to the house and get ready to go to work and start my day and wait till I clock out to go get on the bench. I feel like my theory is if I get up early enough and go hit the park right away, I'll do it before my brain registers what I'm doing and it won't stop me. So
it's too late. We're already out here. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, we're already out here, man. So like 2 miles in, it's like crap. I got to get home. So you may as well just turn around and make it happen. So
now you're in Texas, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the reason I asked that is because I mean it gets reasonably cold there, but I know that for some people that is a barrier. But then you got people who got a treadmill in their house and they don't want to wake up and go use the treadmill. So is it kind of like easier for you in a way because you have to go somewhere, like get up and go to the park? It's kind of like, okay, once I've dressed and I'm out the door, you know what, I might as well do it.
Yeah, I think fortunately my park's like right next to me. So I mean, literally I'm walking out my front door and 100 yards, I'm already on the track. So, but yeah, when it ever gets cold in Texas, well, specifically Houston, that only happens like so many hours a year.
Well, hold on now. I remember the ice storm y'all just hit. I remember the ice storm.
Oh,
okay? Don't you tell me no lies.
My friend, was a fluke. That was a fluke, and we did not know what to do.
I saw that. I noticed.
That messed us up. Yeah.
I noticed y'all.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna be shy about that one. We were walking around blind leading the blind. We had no idea what to do. So
what is this white stuff on the ground? Okay. Yeah.
Man, what's this freaking temperature? It was just so weird. But no, I'll bundle up. I'll put on some dry fit something, and usually cover my face. So I've been wearing like face masks since before the pandemic thing and everything. So when that happened, I was like, cool. I got accessories, so no big deal.
Right.
So I'm the type of person that when I do jog in colder weather, I tend to get cold in the chest area.
Right.
But I learned that using the mask actually allows me to breathe in, and it's been great. So yeah, I don't
that's
mind
what
at
masks
all
were originally for anyway. Most of those masks were they're actually there to help keep you warm. Okay.
Yeah.
So you brought the bench up a couple of times. So now I want to see, and you teased us with it. So let's go over to your dining room and let's check out that area right there. Okay. So how big is this space here?
This space, it's a third of the living room. So the entire space is just under 700 square feet.
Use the mats as if you have to.
Oh shoot.
Because each mat is like about 2 by 2, something like that.
Yeah, about 2 by 2. Okay. So we're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, and 2, 4, 6. So yeah, we've got, and I guess a little extra. Okay. So it's like So was 8 by 8?
Okay. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah,
it's not a bad little space.
No, it's actually really nice. I mean, and if you can see, it took a little brainstorming to make sure that I had enough space over here so I can safely put the weights on and take them off, everything, because the deposit is real. And so want to try to get that back.
So let's
But
talk about this bench a little bit, because go around to the back. You got weight storage on it, it looks like.
Mhm.
Okay, that's nice. And where'd you get this?
I got this in 2 parts actually,
Okay.
from my local Walmart actually, because before I happened to come across the bar itself.
Okay.
The rack itself, because I was thinking to myself that maybe I would no, that's not true. I bought the bench because I was needing an extra one, because the one in my cage at my old place was getting old. And I'm like, you know what,
Right.
I need a backup.
Okay.
And so I bought it. It was like, it was about $100. So
Okay.
picked that up and just had it in storage for, I think, probably a year and a half. And then when it was time to move on to this place,
Okay.
I realized I need a rack. And for that very same $100, I was able to get this rack.
Nice.
It's pretty well built. And since I don't do, leg day and, arms and, chest and stuff in the same day, I'm able to leave this set up to do, the bench presses and all that. And then I usually take a day off before I do legs, and I can set up
you can just set it up for
the
squats
rack,
and stuff.
for squats and stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, it really works out really well.
What's
I'm
the weight
surprised
tolerance
how,
on it?
comfortable it is. The weight tolerance, I can put, I believe, 350. I mean, I'm only pushing like 315 on my best day. So I'm just
But I'm talking about specifically for the bench, because the bench is supporting you and whatever you're benching. So
yeah.
the bench has to be able to
itself,
support at least 500, I would assume.
Yeah, I'm thinking, let me see. I want to say it's on the bottom here, but this is a relatively cheap bench. I mean, like I said, it's only $100. But
Okay.
it's probably like maybe, I would say 450.
450. Okay.
But yeah.
So how much do you weigh?
Yeah. I weigh 182, but
Okay.
that's I want to say that's really good, because like I said, I started my fitness journey, and in like 2012 I weighed a nice chunky 235. So
okay.
And being at my height,
I'm not a math doctor, so I just did the math. So basically, if you bench your max, that's 497. So subtract a little bit, because I mean your feet are on the floor and all that. But okay, I'm just looking at the weight tolerance of the bench. Okay, that's not too bad for $100. Okay.
Cool. No, it's really, really good. I wish I had more of my weight here, just so I could, transition into like other things, because I don't know if you noticed, but I also have another bar right there.
Yeah.
That I actually use that for when I'm doing deadlifts.
Okay.
So I'll just set that bar up, and it'll be ready. And with the amount of weight that I do have, I can actually just set up to just do different exercises at the same time. Just and that way I don't have to move it, have to pull this down, and whatever. So it works out.
Okay. Well, where will you deadlift? Are you just going to add some more mats?
Under this mat, I have a piece of wood.
Okay.
So, to keep, keep from
like
damaging stuff.
Right.
So, and when I do get the chance, I'm going to get another one up under there, and it'll level everything out. And that's where I would do it. But for now, I'll do a light deadlift, and I'll stand on my weights. So it's basically just to get my back and
No, I'm looking at the space thing. I'm looking at the space. Like, okay, so if you're able to like deadlift just in the back area, you've got enough space.
The good part about the bench itself is easy to move. It's really easy to move.
Okay, I got you. See, I thought the bench was attached. So I thought you had to break that whole thing down. Oh, I got you now. You just moved the bench out of the way. All right, good. That's why I was asking you
all that good stuff.
I thought you had to move the whole thing out the way, but now you just got to move the. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, yeah, that's all you need.
Heck yeah! So that's the beauty of the little space. Yeah. Because everything's movable. Like when it's time to do squats, just pull that bench right out of the way. Just get it out of the way. And I'll do my squats right there. So And so no, it's actually really, really cool.
All right. And so I see you got the adjustable dumbbell handles. I had a pair of those. I actually got them from Walmart before I got my dumbbell rack. Is that where you got yours?
These little guys right here?
Yeah.
I threw those together. The handles, yes, I actually got those handles at a Walmart for. I think they had like I
Yeah.
think they had like maybe 40 pounds or whatever.
That's
But
what
I
I
had a
did.
whole bunch of
Yep. That's exactly what I
had
did.
a
I
bunch
got
of
those.
freaking
And then I went on Craigslist and bought a bunch of standard plates to just add to it.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I started with standard weights, so
Okay.
I had a bunch of them.
So
So
you just
then when I eventually started
that's
moving to
perfect.
Olympic stuff, yeah, so I always had those. So I just added to it.
Yeah, that's perfect.
But,
Yeah.
but yeah,
And
nice
actually, in some ways, I
52
actually
pounds.
prefer those. In some ways, I actually prefer those to the because I had a pair of the Bowflex as well. I actually prefer those
Yeah,
in some ways to the Bowflex a little bit, just because they're a little bit more durable. You can put them down a little bit harder.
yeah.
But in your
Oh
situation,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
not dropping weight because that deposit is real.
It is exactly.
I heard
You
you.
know. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the surface of your bench. You said you've had it; it's been in storage, so it looks like it's held up pretty well.
Well,
Doesn't have any like rips and tears in it, right?
no. Well, the thing about this is it was literally in the box. There was no reason to take it out.
Oh, okay.
And
All right,
so,
well, you're good to go then.
yeah, it was brand new and like sitting in the box. When I came in, I put it together and I was like, yeah, no, I'm missing something. That. And
Yeah,
so,
gotcha.
so, put in a quick order, Walmart, got the piece the next day, put it together because I can't go too long without it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and it's almost a mirror image of the one that I had at the other place, but it's like just no point in moving
Okay.
that from the cage and stuff.
So now this
So yeah.
preacher curl extension that it has, is that also a leg extension attachment?
This little guy here.
Yeah. So you got leg extension, and you can do preacher curls as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not too shabby. Okay.
And not to mention also this little guy here, just in case you do have standard weights, you can take that off. Little Allen wrench.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
so it's good for people with any kind of weight.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's definitely for leg day, leg extensions.
So how much? Because I know that like I said, you've tried to be frugal while at the same time going, buying the equipment you need and putting together your gym. How much would you say you've spent total on your home gym so far? This one, not including
this one, yeah,
just this home gym so far. How much would you spend? So you spent?
I would say this particular gym, this particular setup with
everything in that apartment right now.
Again, okay, I definitely recommend either way. Before I even start talking about numbers, I recommend taking your time. Getting what you need at that time, and as time goes by, add to it. Grow with your equipment.
Right.
That way you're able to you're learned in what you're doing, and just it makes your exercise better. You know how it works. But I would say in total, with this particular gym, you could probably get away with doing it for less than $500. I'm pretty sure.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. It's like about $500. That is complete. Yeah. So people tell me all the time, oh, I'd love to have a home gym. I just don't have the money. And I'm like, look, when I started my first home gym, my first marriage had ended. And so I moved into a loft apartment and I got a new job. So at the same time, so I had been working at a public gym, right? So I had all kinds of equipment, everything else, right? So the two things happened. I moved into a smaller space, a much smaller space. And I also didn't have access to the gym and the equipment that I was used to. So my first home gym was literally 2 70-pound dumbbells and a wooden box that I bought from the step aerobics class at my old job. And I put that at the foot of my bed, and that's what I had. My second gym was in the shed because my job transferred me. So I had a small shed that was about the size of the space that you have there. The whole thing the shed was the size of the space where your bench is.
Okay? My dining area.
Yeah, your dining area. All right. So then I got a bench it was one of the older Weeder benches that was set up for standard stuff. So it didn't have the wide uprights like what yours has. Instead, it was narrow, like the same kind of bench that you got if you've ever seen Pump and Iron, the bench that Franco Columbu was benching on. Okay, that's what I had. So I had to be careful when I was putting weight on there because I had a Olympic barbell. I had to be careful when I was putting weight on it, because it will tip over on you because the uprights are so small, right, and narrow.
Right.
And I remember going out there and I'd work out, and if I wanted to keep, so he had a gravel floor, and if I wanted to keep track of my sets, for some reason I decided I wanted to do German volume training, right? So it's like 10 sets of 10. I ain't about to keep track of all that, you know, how many sets I've done. So I would literally, it's a gravel floor, so I take 10 rocks and I just set them up on the log. And every time I did a set, I threw a rock back onto the gravel. And when all the rocks are gone, I'm done, right? So
that's really good. Saying,
so when people tell me, and I mean, that was 20 years ago, well, over 20 years ago, but when people tell me, yo, I can't set up a home gym, I just don't have time, I don't have space, what's in my head are experiences like mine and like yours. And I'm like, what you should say is you don't want to set up a home gym because it's not important enough to you yet. Just like getting in shape. You gotta hold yourself accountable. I don't have time to do it. Okay, well, it's just not important to you. Something else is more important to getting in shape to you.
Right.
Because you've got the time. You're just filling it up with something else right now. Right. And so that's one reason why I wanted to do this, because I wanted you to be able to do like what you just said, like your lessons learned. What would you say are the top 3 places that you like to purchase, that you like to go to get equipment?
I would say one, like a local flea market's a really, really fun place to look.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because because, you know, they usually have resale stuff. You know, people always bring stuff like that. They're selling garage sales and stuff like that. And again, garage sales, if you're driving down the neighborhood or whatever, and you see one of those, check, because you can usually get like a couple of 45-pound bars for maybe $10-15, depending on, you know, what they're just getting rid of their stuff. But I guess for the newer stuff, I tend to wait till Black Friday week. You get like 300 pounds for $150 at Academy or something. It doesn't happen all the time, but you know, if it does, you'll buy that unnecessary amount of weight. Okay. It'll take care of you. You know, you get 350 pounds and you're starting out, you're good.
Oh yeah.
You're good. So
that takes me back again to like I said, my first home gym, because I got that bar. And so I told you when I moved to the shed, I had the Weeder bench, and then I had a bar and I had weight, right? So I had 300 pounds of weight because there was a Play It Again Sports. And at the time they had a special. You get 300 pounds of weight. I forgot how much it was, but it was like almost nothing. It was cheap even then. I said, heck yeah. I drove over there. I said, I'll take it before y'all change your mind. I'll take it.
Exactly.
And what's funny is I didn't know that there was a Play It Again Sports. So I drove all the way to Chattanooga. This Play It Again Sports was in Chattanooga. Now, if I was doing that now, I would just go to the Play It Again Sports that's like right near where I am now. Because I drove past 2 different Play It Again Sports that had a huge selection of weights to get to this Play It Again Sports in Chattanooga that had this deal. So in my mind, I'm saving money. Prices. Yeah, I'm not doing that. But you know what? Hey, look, when that happened, I'm going to hurt everybody's feelings, because at the time that happened, that's when gas was 99 cents.
Oh, bless it. Yeah, that is.
Like I said, over 20 years ago, right? So, yeah. But I mean, it's like, these are like the little things that like people say, oh, well, I can't do it. I'm saying, look, you can still do these things. It was interesting you said flea market, because I never even thought about that. I thought about Craigslist. I've even gotten weights from coworkers, because when you tell somebody that you work out at home, they start giving you all the junk that they got on infomercials that's just in the back of their house somewhere. They say, oh, well, I'll give this to you.
But you got to make do with what you have, though. That's what's so beautiful about it. You make do with what you have. Again, even without weight. I mean, people are like, man, I just want to work out. You have a full human body that is probably over 200 pounds. That's a really, really good starting point. Right. You know, your sit-ups and your push-ups. And if you can't do pull-ups, just, you know, jump rope, run, walk. You start. That's it.
Start where you are. Yeah.
Start. Yeah. And, you know, hold yourself accountable, and motivation can only get you so far. You know, you got to be consistent. Right. So, I mean, that drive becomes, you know, I guess what people call you crazy when you keep doing it.
Yeah. Because you're abnormal. Like, they'll call you abnormal, but that's a compliment.
Yeah. I mean, but it's funny because, like, when I started and I was, you know, working out, just always in. He's like, oh man, Charlie, you're crazy, man. I mean, shoot, I wouldn't be doing that all the time. And I say about a year and a half later, I've got, military family that,
Okay.
hey, Charlie, hey man, can you train with me? Help me get back in the street shape, because like whatever. And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
really? Wow, what the heck? So yeah, you find motivation wherever you can, but be consistent and use what you have, you
Right.
know.
Have
So
you had any
I think
success
that's
with
the most
Craigslist?
important. Uh, Buying workout equipment? No, because I mean, I don't
Because that's very regional
buy and sell
too.
too much. Yeah, yeah. I mean, because at the same time, some people just don't want to meet.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, not saying that that's not a good idea, but sometimes, you have to choose a safe place to meet. Shipping costs are just unnecessary and stuff like that. So I really hadn't really tried to buy my equipment from places like that. Again, like I said, I'll just roam on a Saturday. Go to a nice neighborhood or whatever, and you see garage sale signs. Just ride through. I mean, it might just be baby clothes or
Yeah.
whatever, but there's always that one that has that old treadmill or that rowing machine sitting
Right.
out there. Everybody has an elliptical. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
That's
everybody's like,
dope.
I need to get an elliptical, and they use it for like 3 months, and it's
And then,
holding
yeah,
all your
it's
laundry.
barely used. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, and especially right now, because I've heard from people from multiple sources, people who go to like these online resale places, that you
Mm-hmm.
can actually, so because people are coming out of the pandemic, if you go onto those online platforms, I encourage you to check them out, because if you go on those online platforms, you're going to see stuff that's normally very, very expensive that's being sold for very low prices, because you've got people who may have set up their gyms in their dining room like you did, except their wife
Yeah.
is like,
Yeah.
hey, look, the pandemic lockdown is over. That thing got to go. I want my
Yeah.
dining room back. And so
Gotta have
people are
company.
selling stuff. Yeah. And then also, too, people want money because like the COVID relief checks are stopping. And so people are selling some
Yeah.
of the stuff that
Yeah.
they purchased because they're like, well, I don't need this anymore. I just go back to the gym and I don't need this. So I'm going to
Yeah.
sell it. So that's one thing, is like Facebook Marketplace is about to be a very good place if you're a
Oh yeah.
buyer. It's not so hot if you're selling stuff, but if you are a buyer. Let me ask you about Play It Again
Yes.
Sports, because I brought that up. Have you ever tried to use Play It Again Sports and done stuff there?
I have not.
Because they'll
Here.
take the stuff you have. That's what I like about them. They'll do trade-ins.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
because
take
I
your
haven't
stuff and
even
just trade
tried
it
that
in.
here
Yeah,
in Houston.
yeah.
Yeah, shoot. I actually have some stuff that I might have to get rid of because I don't have space for it. Like I was saying
Yeah.
earlier, I've got punching bags and um, shoot, other cage equipment and stuff like that. But you know what? Actually, I was thinking too, like just not even just a side note. Um, Even if you're not in an apartment, like if you have a home and you wanting to try tire lifting,
Right.
flipping, if you want to flip
Okay.
tires, you don't have to go off and go to your local tire shop. Go to like, one of these
Yeah.
professional tire shops and go up to them. I literally walked up to a guy and was like, hey man, what do you want for that tractor tire? And he's like, what do you do with it? I said, flip it. He's like, you got a truck?
Yeah. So you just have it. Yeah. Exactly.
Boom. So there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Because they
simple
have to
stuff like
pay.
that also.
Yeah, because those tire places have to pay to dispose of the tires. So if
Right,
you
exactly.
take it off of their hands, you just saved yourself. I did the same thing for when I built my tire sled. I just went to a
Mhm.
tire place and just said, hey, can I have that tire? And they said,
Yeah.
yeah, as long as you're not. They said, we have to poke a hole in it so you don't try to drive on it. But I said, have
Right.
at it. I'm gonna poke a lot of holes, because that's one thing you got to do with a used tire. Well, you have to, if you're in an area with a lot of mosquitoes, you have to poke a lot of holes in the
Mhm.
tire so that it'll drain.
Yeah.
That way water doesn't collect in there and it'll keep the mosquitoes down. But yeah, I mean, that's what I like about the situation you're in, is that it makes you resourceful.
Mhm. Mhm.
And what would you say? I know you said take your time and you drive through the yard sales and things like that. What would you say are some of your best practices for identifying when something is a good purchase as opposed to just somebody's cast off junk? Like, what would make Charlie
Well,
B turn something down? Like, I don't believe I want that.
okay. Well, I'm not too crazy about, rust and spider webs, but I mean, sometimes you can find some good gems like that,
And
some
that's why you
uh
don't have superpowers now, Charlie. Because you're not
Hey, look,
dedicated.
man.
You're not committed.
Clearly, I'm not. But yeah, that's usually I have an issue with spiders, man. I'm an arachnophobe, so
Okay.
yeah, too many webs mess me up. But
So if it's rusty,
no,
you're like, nah, I am.
not always though. I mean, I have taken like 30 pounds of like standard weights, scrubbed them up, painted them up, and was able to use them. I think I might even use some for my dumbbells sometime. But
Okay.
like a bad deal would be like somebody want to give you that row machine and you know that sucker is a freaking it's a death trap. You can tell. Like I'm saying, those are the things you don't want to get from a garage sale. You look at that treadmill. That sucker could be from the 80s. And it's like, hey, we'll give it to you for $5. Yeah, no, I don't need extra furniture or
Oh yeah, because the
so.
motor's burnt out, the console battery is dead, and the company that made it is long out of business. You'll never be able to get replacement parts.
Long ago. Yeah.
One of the rollers,
when it comes to like free weights and stuff like that,
one of the rollers under the treadmill is off to the sides, and when you step on it, you kind of like walking like that a little bit. Yeah.
What do you mean roller? you get yourself a flat dolly and move that sucker around. I mean, but anything that's mechanical, be careful. That's all I'm saying. It's like if it's got moving parts, that cables and stuff like that, just be careful. Free weights, it's hard to go wrong with free weights and dumbbells and just iron in general, or even like standard weights for like the bricks and the plastic or whatever.
I'm
save your money.
Those plastic because inevitably it's gonna poke up. There's gonna be a hole in there. You're gonna have sand all over the place. So I don't think it's worth it. Well, man, that is some awesome information. I appreciate you taking some time out to talk to us and show us around your place. And I want to stay in touch with you as you add stuff or as you picking up some new things or whatever. So we might be doing some more collaboration in the future. But for now, I want people to be able to keep up with you so that you got company on your morning runs and walks, so they can check out your progress. And then also if they're interested in some of your electronic reviews as well. So how can people keep up with you and follow what you're doing?
Well, you can follow me on YouTube at CBS True Consumer Reviews. That's actually CBS as in the television station, but that's actually Charlie B. Sr. True Consumer Reviews. Or you can find me on Instagram, same, CBS True Consumer Reviews. And, just type that into your browser and this little noggin's going to pop up there. You can't miss me. The fun part about me is that I am the most camera shy person in the world, but I love getting in your face. So let's be friends and let's learn from each other.